Hi guys, and happy Sunday, and welcome to our tarot outlook for the week of May 27th to June 2nd. And this is a special week because my birthday is coming up on June 1st. Now, before I started, because yes, we talk about witchcraft, we talk about energy, but let's take a moment and talk about the hair, especially for you curly girls out there. You guys know the struggle. The struggle is real, and I wanted to take a moment and give a shout out to the creator of Rizzo's curls, because last time I washed my hair, it was Thursday. Usually I have to wash my hair every 1 to 2 days. It's Sunday. And it's still going strong. Yeah, there's a little bit of frizz, but you cannot have curls without frizz. So I wanted to bring that up because honestly, it's one of those things that I actually get excited about. And who doesn't want a good fluffy head of curls? So I wanted to start out with that. And this week we are using the Neo Tarot, and I follow this lady on Instagram. She is quite amazing. She also has amazing hair, right? And the Neo Tarot is very simple but to the T kind of deck, which is exactly what I love to work in. And so what we're doing is the same as usual. We're going to be pulling a card for Monday, Tuesday. So we're going to go ahead and make a little noise. And we're going to go ahead and shuffle that deck and pick a card for Monday, Tuesday. And Monday, Tuesday, we have the Two of Wands. So when the Two of Wands, this is actually a really good card to have. When the Two of Wands comes out, this is all about your balance, right? And it's that fire energy. So this is literally kind of moderation. And also kind of taking on the day with balance, taking on the day with grounding yourself, taking on the day, making sure that emotions are not going to be the reason why you're making any kind of decision or choice. So we know how that goes. I am one that I struggle with that a lot as a Gemini. I am one that I feel the moment, right? So if the moment calls for stress, I will be there. Trust me. And then out of excitement, but also out of non-excitement, sometimes I make choices or make plans because let's say I'm having a great day with great vibes. And then I find myself making these plans based on that energy. But let's say later on that night, I don't feel that energy anymore. And now I'm just struggling like, oh, why did I make these plans? So for Monday, Tuesday, you definitely want to have moderation. You want to have kind of some kind of balance there. Now, you also want to work on your personal goals. Anything that your soul is craving, that's also where you want to go. This is a big card of choices. This is a big card of really tuning into your higher self. So when we take a look at that energy is actually spectacular. So it's really, really good for us to actually begin the week with some spectacular energy, because I don't know about you guys, but there is a shift going on and everyone's feeling it. A lot of people are feeling it, and it's just, we need that 1 week where we could just breathe, right? Just 1 week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next card that we have. So the next one, we move on to the Cups, and what we have is the Page of Cups. So we know that the Page is kind of like the daughter of the tarot. So the Page is a very young energy, but she's ready to go, right? So when we see the Page of Cups is kind of telling you to tune into your inner dreamer. What are your dreams, right? What is something that you've been working hard on, but you work hard on it, but then you keep putting things first. But this is still a goal of yours. So this is kind of representing that your tender energy, your person, your inner child, basically, and kind of telling you, where do you want to go with this? Don't just stand there and dream. Like, if you have a dream, it's time for you to put it on paper, to really work on it. Do not feel selfish. If in the process of working on what you want, you tend to have to sacrifice time with friends, sacrifice time with people you love, because at the end, this is going to be actually really good for you. And I know this is hard. I struggle with this a lot myself when it comes to work or dreams versus attention giving, right? And in my 20s and early 30s, that was a major struggle that I have. But now it almost brings itself into balance. Now I know that if I'm doing sacrifices, but it's for something that I want, it's gonna pay off. It's gonna come together. So I love this energy. I'm really loving the energy for this coming week. Now let's take a look at the next card. So the next card represents the weekend. So here we are taking a look at kind of Friday, let's say Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we have that Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's very generous. She's very redefined. She has that mother energy, but also she has that crone energy. So when we see her, she's a great provider. And she provides a lot of centering. So this is talking about your healer ways, how you are able to bring people to balance, how you're there to help people whenever they need it. You don't even think about it twice, right? But also she's a queen. And being a queen, there's boundaries. And who doesn't love the energy of a queen? And a lot of times I talk about that. Setting intents, setting affirmations, going for what you really want. Let's stop being humble with the universe and actually saying, I want this because this is my journey, right? So there's nothing wrong with wanting to work with the energy of a queen. When we see this, it's remaining sweet. It's remaining available, right, to help other people in their journey. But at the same time, there has to be some boundaries. So I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to help you. I will try my hardest, but there has to be some kind of boundaries. There has to be that I'm not constantly always giving, and then I find myself exhausted. So as you can see, we're talking about a big balance week. We're talking about a week that balance is going to it's going to be there, and you're going to be craving, feeling grounded, but you're also your dreamer in you, and we see that Gemini energy. The dreamer in you is going to be kind of tugging at you. So this is a spectacular week for you to do just that. Focus on your dreams, focus on what you want. At the same time, be available for people. Just have that. Just have those boundaries. Boundaries are hard, right? Because we hear about boundaries all over the place. Set your boundaries. Say no. Hey, if it was that easy, this world would be so different. And boundaries are really hard, especially for healers. But the thing is that we have to start somewhere. Right? Because we cannot forget, as light workers, you're there for people, but also this is your journey. Now, when we take a look, I'm dropping tarot cards all over. When we take a look at the astrological energy for next week, it kind of features two tricky planetary situations that could prove to be important turning points. So we're still feeling that major shift. Mercury, newly minted in Gemini, starts things off when it runs into traffic at midweek by getting into a scuffle with Neptune and face off with Jupiter. Now, because Jupiter and Neptune are also in a square to each other, this configuration is called a T-square with Neptune and Jupiter at the short arms of the T at the T-square with Neptune. Basically, Mercury holding down the long end. Now, with Neptune's penchant for the unconscious and conflict with an overly optimistic Jupiter and both fighting with the planet of communication, this can be a week when it's easy to fall off the beaten path and not even know it, right? So now we're starting to see why balance is very important. So what this means, let's say this in a simple way. We're dealing with a lot of optimistic energy. But at the same time, this optimism, this excitement may get in the way of communication. So communication may be a little bit off, right? So I think this is why the cards are pushing us to be balanced. Anytime we see Mercury, he is just the god of communications, right? And every time I talk about Mercury, Mercury retrograde is coming again in July, and in the tribe or in my courses, when I bring Mercury up, people just freak out. Nobody likes Mercury. And I have a tough time with Mercury too, except I'm a Gemini. So I have this love and hate relationship with Mercury. But when we talk about Mercury, an easier way to understand him is to see him as for what he is. Not a planet, but the god of communication. Mercury goes on retrograde usually for 2 weeks because he needs a rest. And that's why everything that's based on communication suffers. Now, this is all going to get better. Right, on Sunday, June 2nd, in the form of a passionate and earthy trine between Venus and Pluto that helps center and ground you during these tricky times. So take care if you begin an important relationship within 3 days on either side. Now, when I say beginning an important relationship, this doesn't mean, let's say it's a dating thing that you've already been seeing this person, or a friendship is going to another level. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about brand new relationships that form 3 days before Sunday and 3 days after. You just want to be very careful because of the communication and the extra excitement that we're going to feel, right? So as you can see, this coming week is actually something that I feel that we all need. We kind of get a little bit of a break, but at the same time, you need to focus on balance. You need to focus on keeping yourself on track. Make sure that you're not going like the hermit and hiding from the world, but at the same time, make sure that you're not putting yourself so available that you lose your personal time, that you find that you have no time to recharge. So here is the key, which is the I, needs to be your main priority. Always, but especially this coming week. So I hope that you guys have an amazing, amazing week. Thank you for watching me, and I'll see you again next weekend. So lots of love and light to you all. Oops. Blessed be. Bye-bye.